Hi everyone. This week I'm going to talk about coming out, including my coming out, which is a bit of a process, as it is for everyone. So get strapped in, we'll start talking. So I realized I was queer one day. I don't really want to go into this because every time I go on a mediocre date, someone is going to pop the "when did you realize you were queer" question, and I'm just kind of sick of talking about it. It's important, and if you want to know, I will let you know, but I don't think that's entirely relevant to my coming out story. Anyway, I realized I was queer one day. Um, for me, at the time when I was a wee high schooler, this was bisexual because that was obviously what I was most comfortable with. Still identifying as somewhat straight, and but still being able to cross or be at the threshold at this sort of point of sexual awakening. So anyway, the way I came out to my friends was actually through AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, which is kind of hilarious to think about now. But yeah, I messaged basically all of my friends who I trusted and knew very well, except for this one guy who I thought would judge me so hard for being bisexual. But he's my roommate now, so no hard feelings there. I kind of feel bad for doing that though. Anyway, came out to my friends through there, and I'm so thankful that I had a very welcoming and open-minded group of friends, and most of them have obviously since, well, not obviously, but most of them have come out to identify as queer in one sense or another now, so I find that kind of funny. Anyway, I also came out to my brother back then, who I think was really important to have for me because I was able to experiment with him, not sexually, but for him, I was able to really talk to him one on one, and we trusted each other. Like my brother and I have a great relationship. I think it's unfortunate when I see the siblings don't get along because I don't know where I would be without my brother. I was able to talk things through. He wouldn't always be able to give me an answer, but I think just having a person there in your life when you're that young who will not judge you for that is just fantastic. I dressed up in clothes all the time. You know, I had these dresses that I hid at the bottom of my clothes hamper that I would pull out, you know, late at night, and I would dress up in front of him and sort of strut around. So that was great for my identity. Um, and yeah, that was sort of my adolescent queerness. Um, and over the time, I refined my identity to where I am now. Uh, Gender-wise, you know, obviously I define as non-binary, which is it's apt for me. But sexuality-wise, I am still somewhere in that giant orb of disorientation. See what I did there? And I've taken more of a passive role to coming out. I'm trying to do, or a more sneaky role, to where I tell people that I'm part of a pride group, or I'll make art about my queerness, and I'll have people, interpret it the way they want. Not everyone's going to interpret it one way. But yeah, I've also come out to my friends in a similar way about my pronouns, since I came out as bisexual. Not bisexual anymore. But they've been good about that. It's frustrating to remind them about pronouns sometimes, but they've been good about it. Anyways, years down the line, it was last year, I think, actually. I was driving in between cities with my mom, and she just popped this question because we were, both trapped in the car and strapped for conversation because talking in cars can be really awkward. Anyway, she asked me, "Ted, do you think you might be gay?" And this was just hilarious to me because for me in my head, I was just saying, "Oh, Mom, I am so much more than gay. You don't even know." But I took a calm approach. I was like, Mom, I identify as bisexual. I told her I was bisexual, even though that is nowhere near to where I identify now. But I told her that I was interested in both men and women, even though I'm much more. Anyway, I'm getting off track. And so I think she and my dad sort of see me now as their gay son who is identifying as bisexual, and that's kind of an annoying thing. I don't know them specifically, but when I tell a lot of people that I am bisexual, because that's like the one identity sexuality-wise that you can have within the gender binary, like, oh, okay, so you were male and you are not really bisexual, right? You're gay. Let's be honest here, and that's where I usually step out of the car when they say that when they're driving me around. That's happened once at least. So she and my dad have, or my mom and my dad have been trying to get me to have this formal coming out to the rest of my family because they are worried for if something happens in my life where it might become apparent that I'm queer, that it'll be awkward and there'll be this big conversation. And I find that frustrating because I don't think that coming out can be this singular action where you just change your identity in front of all these people and expect them to process it. Um, I mean, everyone is going to come out about something in their life. It doesn't have to be about sexuality or gender, but everybody has secrets, and I think that it's unreasonable to expect people to share all of those. Yeah, we're going to revolve our identity around these things that we keep from other people, and we're going to become different people. Well, not become different people, but we're going to be read as a different type of person once we divulge these secrets. Um, and someone who's not in on one of those important facts about our life are going to see us as a very different person. You know, a lot of I mean, not a lot, I'm assuming most of the customers at the pizza restaurant I serve assume that I am a straight male who has no life outside of serving pizza. My parents see me as their gay son. And then it sort of goes all around up until, you know, my extremely close friends who know me as a genderqueer, genderfucker, with a very open sexuality. My brother knows that as well. And it's just something that you have to do on your own terms, and I don't think it's something that people can really ask you to do. Yeah, there's not one single way to do that. And I don't think it's reasonable to expect everyone to be out to everyone about their lives. There's always going to be someone who tries not to hear those sorts of things as well. And so that's their problem. I mean, if they do that, they don't get to know me better, and, you know, that's their loss because I'm amazing. So, yeah, there's that. So that's basically all I have to say on the matter. I'd like to get a little more critical on this. I think it's a really interesting subject, sort of the coming out in your own identity in relation to other people's identity. It's actually something I'm trying to get across in my art. But for now, that is all I have to say on the matter. So that's what I got this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week.